Hello and good morning to another episode, another part series of this project called Me Please, where we try to continue and finish this React Native mobile app to call an AI voice like this. Which doesn't. Oh, I need to start my server. 1 second. And you'll hear the various OpenAI voices that we have at the moment.
Hey, I'm Ash. Always around to back you up whenever you need me.
Yeah, so you can choose a voice and then you can write some instructions, or hopefully you can pre-select some of them if you don't think about writing an AI prompt. And then you can later schedule to be called, for example, and woken up by Arnold Schwarzenegger's brother at a certain time. And in the future, if we are able to make it work, you can clone your own voice or anybody's voice if you have permission, of course, and a short audio file. Cool. So last time we were doing authentication and we got stuck. I got stuck doing that. So what are we gonna do today is continue the authentication part, but instead of using Supabase, which has some issues, which pretty sure they haven't fixed in React Native, then we're gonna have to do we have to use something else, which I think hopefully I think it's called Next.auth. Yeah, Next.auth works with Expo and React Native. Did I mention this? Can I use with React Native? It's not intended. Which typically implement public clients. Okay, so I guess not. I thought it would work because you can just store the token in there. But yeah, I guess it's not really that simple. I thought it would be. And use JWT tokens. So I guess we can't really use this. The OpenAI voice works. Let me recap a little bit for myself as well. We wanted to do the microphone in level indicator, but that doesn't come as that information from the WebRTC package. Then we have this is the Expo project or Expo bundler. We have the Next.js Next.js server, and then with the WebRTC server, which is also deployed on Fly. I wanted to check what happens in the last week or two with PlayHT. When you are using some of the latest versions of any Node package or Python module, it's good to check and keep up to date and see, for example, what pull requests have been closed recently. The last time I upgraded, let me close this. Last time I upgraded the Python modules, it was to 12 live kit agents 0.12.6, and the latest one is from not a plugin, I want agents, it's 18. So we are in theory 2 behind. What happened in the previous one in 17 or 7, sorry. I don't know what is a job status, but it's probably we're making sure every job has failed to the server. So something about IPC jobs. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is a big issue or just something cleanup thing. In terms of OpenAI, yeah, we're using 14 at the moment. I think this is the latest agents. Oh, 10 hours ago. Wow. Yeah, so we are super recently released. Reduces initial delay before model retries. Maybe that helps, but I'm not sure if it support disabling server VAD. What is VAD again? Or the turn direction from OpenAI. Is it? To manually commit user speech and trigger response. Real-time voice. Is that voice activity detection? Yeah, so they're doing something where they disable the voice activity detection. In our main Python, we do in theory use the one from with this one that was recommended, and then we put that into session config, because session config is the config that we pass to we're not doing anything to that. So we are setting this twice. I'm putting it into real-time detection, turn detection, sorry, and then yeah, that's pretty silly. What am I doing? Oh, because the threshold was also coming from all these configurations for the voice activation detection was coming from the client, from Expo. And so where was this? Let's have a look. Expo model schema. Feels like I haven't worked on this in months. Sorry. Data. Live kit state, and that's it. And by default, let me make this bigger. By default on the client we put 08 for the not temperature. Oh, that's not even working, because see, if I get this, if I print this JSON, let's see how the JSON will be printed in like this. But if I start, what was it, main, sorry, Python main dev, right, and then start a call.
Hey, my friend. It's time to wake up and get ready to pump some iron.
Oh, I need to activate? No, it's not finding a specific plugin. Okay, why are you not finding OpenAI plugin? UV sync, something happened with the packages in my environment. This is a long time ago. one of the first things I did, and I'm pretty sure that's how you do import OpenAI packages. The OpenAI LiveKit plugin module or package. Let's see, I guess deactivate. Let's remove the virtual environment folder. UV. How do you create an environment again? I guess it's dot. No. Yeah, it creates by default in the dot vn folder. Then I activate. Then UV sync. It should install the packages super quickly, including the OpenAI. And then if I run the Python, shouldn't take this long to start. Okay, at least it started. And when I do this,
Hey, come on, it's time.
we get server VAD. Where are we? So this is a Python. I added a print here, and it's printing the turn detection part of the configuration. This is from here. Participants metadata. One second, because I had two functions here, I think. Oh no, I removed that other one, thankfully. So I am loading participant metadata is coming through here. Then we do parsing of that. Oh, I can also check this part, starting with this whole configuration. And inside of here, we get threshold, prefix, padding, and simple. Silence duration, sorry. So then maybe in the client we are rewriting. Okay, that was confusing. Sometimes when I think I was thinking the entire I was thinking that the entire object was being sent with the same keys, but no, we actually renamed the keys here, so not an issue. I don't know if we should be doing that. Confusing. It's confusing, at least to me. Okay, so then we are sending those with different defaults. It's the same default, I guess, 05, 200, 300 as these defaults, but this turn detection that we are later putting in the session config object, we are not using it. We are putting here again, and we are hard coding this. So we are not, whatever is being sent by the client is always overwritten, which I don't think it makes sense. I think it is the same, it's just in different, with different defaults. Maximum silence, it was 300 now, it was 500. Now we're putting it to 3. So it's a bit more eager, I suppose, to answer. The prefix is the same, the threshold, I'm not really sure what that means exactly. Max response output tokens, why is this like that? Because it's expecting a string or an int, and this returns any or none. Max tokens, no. Yeah, I don't know. What should be the response? Max tokens here for the real-time model. Maybe have a look. OpenAI settings or documentation. I guess hopefully we can get it through here to the actual API documentation. Whenever you are ready. Real time. And then we were looking for max response output tokens. Maximum number, provide an integer between, or inf for the maximum number, maximum available tokens. Defaults to inf. So if we don't send anything, it's gonna do inf. So this should be that or inf. But is that how you do inf? String is not literally inf. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Anyway, we won't try to fix types in Python for the moment. I just put a note by default is inf. I think it's lowercase. Yeah. Yeah, so we were looking at what has changed. It supports disabling. I'm not sure if what happens if we disable. I guess you can do this decorator, use decorator from LiveKit in order to listen to the input speech committed event and create a new response. You can also be called when the local detects start of user speech. I mean, I guess this is the algorithm for that, but that allows you to use this method. So for the moment, we are not doing that. We're doing the server. We're letting the server do that. There's some updates for Google, file, OpenAI, something about reverse. Yeah, I think this was a bug. That's why I upgraded to 14. Yeah. Play HT enabled streaming. Oh, nice. Oh, it's Play AI, but it's Play HT, the company, isn't it? I think that's what they did. So now you can stream. Maybe that's what I was missing. Cool. So then I can try this. I already have a cloned voice. Turn detector, prevent arbitrary long inputs being passed. Add timeout. I don't think we're using this turn detector plugin. Turn detector plugin. It's not even either installed. No, or magically being downloaded and used. So if we can now turn streaming on, or is it now on? I think it's on now, because capabilities, it's on unless this is like that. Let me try. Of course, we need to install the plugin, we need to upgrade. Let me just see what else has been merged that maybe it's not live, but we might be useful to know about. Nested speech done. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so going back to the latest versions, we want to install this. So uv add play AI should install the latest. Yeah. And now let's go for a number of the main plugin, of the main package. In OpenAI, leave it like that for the moment. Let's get the latest version. And I think I had a branch for play HT. Yeah. Do I need to commit this? Now with authentication, some turn detection, I guess. Use turn detection from config session of client. Okay, I need to stash, check out, see if I can unstash something. Anyway, these are the log files and the things. Let's review the main pie. So now we're using a pipeline and uses speech to text, a large language model, text to speech. I put this play HT voice. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, I have a voice and I have a key and secret, which should be automatically imported and used by the plugin itself. I'm not sure how many languages it works if your voice is a different language that's been cloned. How does it actually perform? But let's have a quick listen and see if it's even working. Oh, well, I need to start this, but it should have worked here. The Next.js is returning an error because of something. Oh, because I have this usually commented out. Can I copy? Looks like you're trying to copy. Disable. Yes, disable that. Control Z. Maybe I should just run this without a turbo pack. Okay, it connect to my other server. Celero we are missing. What was Celero used for? Celero for this pre-warm process and load again the voice activity detector. So let's install Celero, but I need to of course fix that. Oh, I had Celero here. So let's do this and add Celero. But let's see if that's the latest one of they released a new one in the meantime. Did I merge? Oh, yeah, seems that's the last one or the latest one. Now let's start the server. So it's connecting to OpenAI. Why? Did I forget to? Oh, it's using the old endpoint. Old endpoint is using multimodal. Yeah, so I need to use the new endpoint. That's the one that has play HT. I think it restarted. But just to be safe, let's stop and start this. Hello? Yeah. This is still... I think it's not working. 201 from play HT. My dog is getting mad. Hello? Yeah, I don't know what I could be doing wrong. Maybe this voice I'm using it's a bit old. There's a better one, VAD. User data. Maybe I need to use this Celero. Voice detection is not really working. me stop this because it's really unuseful in terms of what is Next.js logging. Please, okay, it's getting a token. Hopefully connecting to here. It's getting the config from the server, from the client. Attempting to acquire, acquired. Attempting to release, released. Agent interrupted, speech playout finished. Received user transcript. Hopefully connecting here. So it is coming the text, is it? Yeah, so my audio is going to the server. The server is returning, is doing the text to speech. Sorry, text to speech with OpenAI. But maybe the speech to text is working with OpenAI, and the text to speech back to here, it's not. Let me try a little more. What could be the issue here? So yesterday they changed this. Voice pipeline. I wonder if they have any examples in the pull request. No. I want to go to definition, but definition doesn't seem to work. Let me see if I can restart my editor. Okay. So here we have all this configuration when you initiate this class. I don't think streaming, if not streaming, then uses this text to speech or this speech to text. But pretty sure we have now enabled, at least for this plugin. Because it's checking the play AI text to speech capability streaming, and now this is creating this, so I think that's making it true. So not going here, not going here. And I don't know what else it's actually doing, but hopefully it will work. But doesn't seem to in here. That's the main implementation. They have these models. Maybe I need to use a different one. Let's try a different instead of the WS, which is probably WebSocket. Let's choose the mini. Now WebSocket. Hello, how are you? No. So it doesn't work with the non-WebSocket one. Unknown protocol mini. So we need the WebSocket one, looks like. Let's try this default voice that they use. Oh, actually, I think if I just take this out, it will use that one. English sample rate. Oh yeah, this is by default. So I'm here using the same one. API key is the one that's being set here. And self_config is probably the config of the text-to-speech TTS main class. So yeah, let's see if it's the issue. It's my voice that I cloned. Hello, how are you? Oh. Can you say that again? Okay, I don't know why the audio is not coming through here. The OpenAI was going through the video streaming, but it is working. So it seems like it's then my voice that doesn't seem to work well. I don't know if there's anything that I can do, because in theory everything that is being output by this, but anyway, so we do work. It does work. It's just my voice is that I clone doesn't work with, I guess, this version of the model. Maybe I need to re-clone it, which is fine. That's not an issue. But then yeah, that's good. We have we have Play HD working. That's cool. So yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, so this doesn't do anything. This is the voice that doesn't really work. Okay, use of course now all this configuration that we had, the different voices, doesn't work with Play HD, but at least we should be able to clone voices and do all of that good stuff, which is great. Let me merge Play HD into master. Yeah, I think that's correct. Then I normally do whatever syncing when you do that, but then kind of do npm install or uv install again when there's a log file, and hopefully, yeah, it will install things how they were supposed to. Then unstash this, unstash the other one. I think it's the same one, so I can not unstash this. Okay. Delete this local branch. Oh. Are you guys? Oh, okay, there's something wrong with my streaming. Why are you seeing my live video but not hello? The camera works, the screen seems frozen, even though I'm definitely using it. And oh, I know I knew I shouldn't update OBS. Sorry about that again. Let's see, is it live again? Okay, hopefully now we're all live again. I was just merging my play.ht branch, which I previously had in master. And now let's go back to, sorry, I want to refresh this. I should have the if I restart this, I should have the drop down of voices that we need to fix now, but for the moment it's okay. I want to do some, let's go back to the auth. So now that this works, thank you guys, play.ht works. I need to do the cloning, but auth first, because otherwise everybody can clone and use my credits on play.ht and OpenAI. So they say you can't do that. So let's use Expo auth, and let's use Expo authentication. What happened there with Google? Or Google is here, identity server. Which guide are we in? It seems here it's called guide authentication, but here assorted. Okay, anyway, I guess this is a long title to say authentication. And if I click on Google, it goes to here. And if I just scroll down, it goes to what? Oh, it just, I guess these are the local things. But if the documentation, maybe it's me today, but where does it go? Why does it navigate to integrations? Using Supabase. That's what I was trying to do. So if they have the official Supabase, oh, the reason I was having issues, it was the turbo. So yeah, can't use Supabase. Next.js. That's when you have the Next.js kind of template of Expo, but I don't. This is TypeScript of auth. Yeah, see, like, it's for me, these integrations, if these are all Oh no, they're not authentication, they're all kind of mixed. Okay, this is confusing to me. Okay, let's follow this. Let's try to follow this guide for React Native Google sign-in. So we can use directly the Google API or Firebase. Usually Google API, it's fine. Oh, React Native Google signing Expo instructions. Because this is the package and these are the installations, steps. And for Expo, we need to install this. We need to add it to the Expo failed to run rough. It's okay. So I need to do this. If you're not using Firebase, provide your iOS URL scheme. When not using Firebase, remember all client IDs can be found in Google Console. Should I use a new project for this? Probably. I don't think I've done one already or used something from here. Use this wizard. Hen house. Product name, wake call app or Expo. Where are you calling from? iOS. This is the iOS one that I need. I think so. Bundle ID. What was the bundle ID that we set up for this? Now we have the configuration. I'll put it in the app. Why is there an iOS app here? Why is something I need to understand? And is it even committed? No. All right. plist file. Follow the guide. Alternative, use this wizard. You will need this iOS thing. Is this the client ID that they want? Obtain the iOS client ID and iOS scheme, also known as reverse client ID. Create one or using this. Maybe I'll copy this for now. Maybe this is something. Put the client ID for this project. Oh man, this is never easy. That's why people use Firebase and other authentication services. Let's see what file I downloaded, hopefully. Let me open it in another window. Reverse client ID. So the scheme, I think, is no. It makes sense that there are two different things. And I want the iOS URL scheme, which is probably also called the reverse client ID. This is so confusing. But anyway, it starts with this, so I guess that's what they want. And I had to put this one here. Scroll down so you guys hopefully don't see that. I don't even know if it's actually a secret. I don't think it is. It sounds like a URL scheme, so it should be safe enough. Nice. We have that. Expo and Firebase. We not doing that. Then we rebuild the app. Continue with uncommitted changes. Yes. I don't know what is it doing. Which version of which thing it's building. Okay, it's building iOS first. Upload app to Google Play. I think I already did that first EA's build, which kind of worked. Build the project for app stores, manually upload. Once you upload it, you can provide a certificate print value when asked while configuring the project. We don't have Firebase. We do a Google API. Configure this. Credentials manager. How to configure your Google project for Android with Google API. This is Credentials Manager. I'm not sure that's correct. One. Android Authentication Manager. Credentials Manager. Okay, I guess it's the right link. Sign in your user with Credential Manager. Migrate from legacy to Credential Manager. I guess now it's called Google Sign In. It's called Credential Manager on the Android side. But isn't this whole Expo doing that for me? We already did that, kind of. I added this in the plugin. Do I need to add this in the iOS section as well? Maybe I do have to do this, but this is, I don't know. Finish rebuild. Did the app closed? So it's building again. I guess maybe pre-build and just builds the app and run. It builds and runs, but hopefully the build already did happen, so it should be pretty quick. And if I go here, oh, so the pre-build is different than build in theory. Okay, if you Expo, follow this guide instead. Okay, so yeah, I don't have to follow this. The same for iOS. Obtaining configuration information. Before getting your hand dirty with code, some configuration needs to be taken care of. And the configuration obtained is used for later steps in the configure call 1 and 2. Modern sign in and original sign in. You do not need Firebase to configure, however, if you use it a little easier to set up the signing experience, because Firebase gives you one file to download and to pull to the project. If you use Expo EAS, which we do, run EAS credentials to obtain the key store information, which includes the SHA-1 fingerprint. I guess I need to log in with some credentials, which I don't have them. My computer is flying, building the iOS app. And I can't log in here because LastPass extension is kind of FUD. So this should download the files. The key store is a file that Android uses basically to build the app locally. On iOS, I don't know if you need that. Normally you don't, but maybe this is downloading something from Google. What you want to do, get the Google one, set up a new key store, download existing one. Do you want to display sensitive information? No, because I'm screen sharing. What you want to do, I think that's it tonight. I don't need to download it again. Quit. There's push notifications. Oh yeah, see these credentials for uploading things to EIS as well. Key store, manage everything needed to build the project. Google services, manage Google Play Store submissions, because I already connected Google Play with Expo, so I guess the Expo has access to all of that. Okay, thankfully LastPass woke up. And now that I have it says installing. Let me just check first if this is installing correctly. What is this? Why is it changed to Acme Expo? And not wake call or call me please. Okay, that's something I need to understand. The icon from assets is still this. I thought I updated this, but maybe I updated this on the either or another branch. Doesn't seem to, or just on the Next.js app. But yeah, we have a nice little robot icon. But let's continue this. So we have the credentials. Now, step 2. Add the assets to Google Cloud Console. So I need to create auth client ID. Auth client ID, and I can call it Android client. Then the package, and then the fingerprint, which I guess I need to do that to get the fingerprint. Because this is not gonna work because that's the wrong file. Where did I download the files actually? I think it's this first one. And the fingerprint, something that has like that. Valid forms, the SHA-1 fingerprint. And I'll move this out of the screen for a second. Verify ownership. Client. It's not applicable to verify ownership because it's not a Google. It's not a Google Play Store app. It is. Maybe it's not live. Can I still click create? Okay, I did create. Then I got a client ID, which I don't know if it's really useful or what this means exactly. Oh yeah, this rings a bell that you have sensitive scoped logged-ins until this has been verified, and then you need to do it. So it's yeah, it is why it's a lot more time consuming, but yeah, it is what it is, I think. Okay, failed to get localhost. What is happening? TRPC provider. Tab layout. Is it complaining about something about TRPC, or is it complaining about the Next.js, which is connected or running but not doing anything? The main layout, I believe, is this. As this provider. This is the main layout. Oh, the TRPC provider is on the tabs layout. And the TRPC is trying to get to a localhost. Failed to get localhost. Please point to production server. So if it's not localhost, debugger host. I think it's just something to do with the Expo server. So let's restart with Expo. Just run dev. No? Or is this the actual issue? Splash module is not function. Both are undefined. Both are undefined. Hold on, this is my code. And it's using getBase URL for the TRPC. And debugger host is constant expo config. What is constant expo config? Is that all the configurations? Come from there. And for some reason, it's trying to get localhost from there. And this is where the TRPC server will be. One second. So if I just set this to localhost 3000, then that will work. Do I have to stop and restart for that to reload? Maybe. No, so this variable, I don't know. package. Default pretty instance failed. Ah, don't you love when the editor almost never works? So we have Android. Some tsconfig. Maybe I should have entered here. Why am I doing this? JSON pretty formatter. Oh, even DuckDuckGo doesn't have this. Because of the array. Probably this as well. Wrap. So there's Android, plugins. It's pretty much what I said, but this config host URI that I added here above plugins is not coming here. So if this is undefined, it's gonna throw an error. I don't know why this was not giving me an issue error yesterday. But I guess for now, failed to get, please point your production. So if it's this thing is undefined, then it's gonna put this. But I want this to be defined, so I don't know. For the moment, I'm just gonna hardcode to localhost and actually the string localhost, because that's where in theory the server is, even though this TRPC server, I'm not using it yet. There are warnings, but I don't care about those. Okay. Okay, so it's trying to create this this client, and it's doing it, and it's now really working, and it's trying to get this, so that's why it's what's failing there. Okay, yeah, so whenever we use the provider, will hopefully work. Now that we added all of that, at least for, we need to do this iOS part, but now that I added this, I added that, we have the credentials, Google has that thing that it added me, they requested me to ask me to add. now I don't know what is this, but now we did all of that. In theory, we should have this APIs, so then we can import the modules in a new I need to figure out how to do this routing of pages. Function login, return something. We need to configure it as a replacement for the original. The modules are named one tab for it, historical reasons. The functionality cover on this page is only available to sponsors. The functionality cover on this page is only available to sponsors. What? Just takes a few clicks to get access. Becoming a sponsor or that. You can, or the Expo consumer through this form. What? If you're running a current Expo customer, so what? So basically I can't install this React Native package, even though I installed it via Expo. So I have it. It's weird, strange. Note that Apple and Android, you can combine the methods with those one from the original sign-in, Google sign-in. To do that, use the modern sign-in to sign in the user, then call sign in silently, then get current user to get the current information. However, you shouldn't be necessary because it's not me just reading this terribly. It's just, however, this shouldn't be necessary because this module should cover all your needs. Okay, so it is me not being able to read, and this is basically just an API reference with an example. Check Play Services. I'm assuming everybody has Google Play Services installed on their phone. Also, this is Android, but I want Apple. Okay, you load all of that, then you have a sign-in method. I guess I need to do the iOS part, which I didn't do here. Right, where is iOS? Create hopefully this will do the same, but for iOS, instead of doing manually, where am I calling from? This is S, or this is what I did earlier. It's just now model, and oh, I think this is different than iOS URL scheme, or is the same? I'm so confused. I'm gonna create that Android client here, which is ID, I think. Same bundle ID, even though we haven't created that on the App Store because I need to pay. Protect, I don't know. App Store must be a generic ID because I don't have it. So I don't have an auth client ID for that. After creating if using, you need to generate client ID after doing that. So the question is, let me see at least the JavaScript works. Then I'll open and pay for what I need to pay in order to add an app on the app stores. Where am I? So this is the signing, some utility functions, automatic web and iOS client in detection. If you're using Expo or Firebase, you don't need to provide the iOS client ID. Actually, what happens here for iOS? What? This is the project, I think. Yeah. Configuration credentials. Yeah, I don't have a bundle identifier or anything here, so I can't upload anything for Apple, of course. So where was I? So yeah, I guess. Oh. Yeah, so my logic was, where's my other route? So my logic is that maybe like a model comes up saying you need to log in. The model is at the moment is that, right? And we have the logic here. If you're logged in, do that. And let me remember, how is that those tabs opening the model? Okay, you do have a link like this. And clicked. You do that. Hopefully there's something else that I can programmatically. So if you click on call me now, I will open the model. It's never read, but it's exported. So why are you complaining about import export may be at the top? What is happening here? Oh, okay. So my idea is when I am in the here in the call tab, and I press the call me now button, which is, where is it? Handle connection toggle. I'll do the logic later. But I want to open the route on the Expo, or I open the model. Where's the search? Model. I guess it's kind of a navigation, right? So navigate between pages. Apart from links and buttons, what is the actual? There you go. It's similar to Next.js. Relative to directory. Oh, because if you do this, but I guess I just want to go to /model. Why is everything import export router? I just want to display the model, and you click here first. Nice. In the model, I'll do the logic if logged in, show this content. If not, do that. Add logic to check if logged in. But I want to Did you mean Google sign in? Oh, because that's the, yeah. So you actually did download something, but not downloaded the one tab. That's really strange. I've never seen that you have to pay to get this, but this one, it's okay. That's really strange. So you have to configure, similar to, I guess, how you configure the other. And what do you have to do? Web support. I don't know. I want to support. So sponsor. So I have to pay. I have to become a sponsor. You have to pay this guy because he doesn't want to pay anything and give you it for free. At least 44. Oh, $5. That's a paywall. That's not really a support. That's like, please pay me to get access to this code. Let's see if I can just display this button first, at least if it works as UI button. We first need to configure it. I don't know where exactly it's the right place to configure it. With all of this, iOS client ID, we don't have that yet. account name, I don't know, hosted, offline access, OpenAI realm, OpenID realm, Google services, pill list, path. So that's the file of Google services info, which I can't get that file because I didn't create the iOS one, and the plist file is for iOS. I don't know. Is there a sign in button? Yeah, I got an error message. Splash module is not a function. It is complaining about this login sort of route, or the model that it's now importing these things. Okay. Screen content. Model works with kind of that screen content. If I import this, seems still okay, but as soon as I probably either configure this, splash module height, not a function. It's so quick, that error, I cannot get it. Oh, offline requires web server. Okay, so then offline requires false. Let's remove that. And then if I show the sign in button, oh, the sign in button where it appears. Of course, it's not going to work, but at least it does something. There's a style, there's an on press. And this is some JavaScript code. Strip on press params. Hold on, let me see, what is this supposed to be doing? What other methods we have? We have a sign-in, example native, and here the link of course doesn't work. You should pay him, but the link should not work. Next. So he's using the sign-in in this example, thankfully not the one you have to pay for. Where's the main render for this app? It does run this configure, which is a method that is somewhere here. No, it's in the component file, which runs this, which is a config, the config from this config example. Image size 150. After this is configured, get current user. Get current user tries to get the current user. The old way. Yeah. Yeah, this is the old class methods. So you're using. This is probably not the best place to put it. Like, we should check if you're authenticated outside. But I just wanna check this, if this works, or at least get some set user info. Get into a place where actually kind of works. Initial state, I guess, is null. Error is undefined, otherwise error. User, I don't know, so is it, how do I type this correctly? Google sign in user. Unresolved. Okay, got it from there. Now this is correct. Of course, error is undefined here. Set error to typed error. Or just error. Unnecessary conditional comparing is always true. I guess because type is one of the other. Okay. Let's disable this being so unstrict confine is native module error. Oh no, now it's okay. We're gonna show the error if we have an error, and the user data if we have it. Sorry, user info. JSON stringify. The moment at the beginning, all of them are false or undefined, so we need to do use effect. So we run this method once. And I'm not sure why people do this, but it looks like this is the way to run async functions inside of expected assignment or function call instead because of this. Come on. User is not signed in yet. So in theory, we can say if it's not, if there is an error or it then show the sign in button or we are logged in. And this one doesn't do absolutely nothing because I guess we need to add the sign in functionality, which is basically adding this to the sign in button. And the sign in method in the example does all of this, which is it similar to the other one? That we copied. Similar, but I guess they use a different API, so we'll need that. We set the user data. We can do an import of alert. Updated is error code. Why do sometimes they do alert JavaScript and sometimes they do alert from React Native? I don't know. Yeah, it's better to stringify the whole thing. The error message, JSON stringify. We recommend a longer bitrate. I need to figure out how to fix the streaming from OBS that is always giving me some kind of warning. Anyway, we are finishing. Hopefully we'll try to finish this part and then I'll continue figuring out on my own and paying Apple to be able to publish this on the Apple Store. So when we press this button now, it's gonna run this method. It's gonna check if we have sign in. It has play services. I suppose this is gonna always continue and not throw, because even when you are in iOS, otherwise I need to check if we're in iOS. It's gonna sign in, which I guess this is the method, the data that comes back after the actual native Google login comes up. And yeah, that's the example. We have a sign out method as well later. And something went wrong. Of course, your app is missing support for the following URL schemes. I don't see the entire URL scheme. Record error. But yeah, I think I just need to configure it. So, I mean, I think it's this. We're going through here. Error code, I don't know what the error code is. I think it's where are we getting the alert? That's a good question. So we're not running this. We're not running this. Oh, okay. It's going to this because it's not matching in progress or this. It's going to this and it's just stringifying this JSON that we are printing just the error message here. So yeah, I need to do this part with Google and Apple. And yeah, so basically the idea is that you're not logged in at the first time. I need to keep track of this and create an anonymous user in my database based on, I guess, your device ID, and store it locally, or some kind of unique identifier and store it locally on your phone, on the app. But after we counted 3 calls, for example, and you say, okay, you've reached the limit of the free calls, this comes up, it's like, please log in. We'll have Google and Apple login, but if you click on the Google one, and the Google will log in and say, okay, yeah, welcome, name, maybe if we can get a picture or something, this will appear here, and you can log out. And let's add that actually, just button. If it's equals to 0, or because you're saying that because I'm returning that. Okay, biome is actually nice. These are biomes error messages or warnings. Biome, it's an alternative to, it does a linting, it does a lot of things, but it's kind of an alternative to ESLint. And I didn't configure the project to use this, but maybe because I installed biome extension on Z, on this code editor, now I am getting that. So yeah, it's pretty good. They say it's faster. Yeah. So yeah, let's add a quick button. Oh yeah, we have it here. We're gonna use Supabase, but Supabase doesn't work with turbo packs or turbo repos. And the sign out button is this. And of course in here we'll use some context or our store. Where did I put the store? Yeah, this is use session store with Zustan. So I'll create like a sign-in thing, so I know across the app if I'm signed in or not. And then if I'm signed in, then I display the sign out button. And if somebody presses the sign out button, you will sign out on the native side and then update the user info, which is is also at the level, at the app level. Was it giving me this? Oh, it doesn't do anything. Seems like if you're not logged in, or if you're not logged in. Anyway, something like this. Okay, so I think it's okay for today. We added let's commit together. We added this Google sign-in Expo package with the traditional sign-in button. That is just some terrible looking UI, but I guess it kind of works. Let me just have a quick look for just curiosity. A React Native sign-in button. Code gen native component. Code gen native component. I wonder what that is and how does it display this, or is this a native component? Is it actually a native component? Okay, I guess it is a native component. Okay, it's just wrapped by some TypeScript or JavaScript component. Okay, So we added that. We added kind of a logout or sign out button in the settings. That doesn't do anything because we don't have it configured correctly. We initially configured something in the model. We probably should have a specific model just for this. What is this p-info that is deleted? Inside of iOS. Oh, because now everything it's not called call me info, it's called Expo. I need to understand what I did wrong because it seems like I broke some of the names I had here, and I had let me just check. Sorry. No, there's nothing particular that you can see, but I had a microphone access required. And what did it put in this version? Oh, it added a lot more things, I think. But there's no microphone usage. Oh, there is. It's just in a different place. Okay, so maybe I don't know. I shouldn't be committing this because Expo is building that for me. And for example, it added this bundle URL scheme, the URL scheme. But I wonder why it changed the folder name. I did something wrong, or when I changed the name. Well, Acme Expo. There's no Acme here. Yeah, so maybe I removed something at some point, and I just I didn't do the pre-build recently, and so I added all of that. Most likely that what happened. And yeah, I don't know why I had to comment this all out, and this was not an issue last time. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of always few steps forward, few steps backwards. Hopefully that will. Yeah, I shouldn't commit this credentials thing, but I'm gonna add it to my ignore files. Come on. Ignore files. Credentials. Update imports. Oh shoot, did I move things around? Seems to still work. I'm not gonna commit this because it doesn't do anything, and it's better to start a new one. This one I can discard. Doesn't do anything. Just ignoring that file. This was for the Discord login for the Expo web app, I'm pretty sure, but maybe I'll double check, and maybe this was working for the Expo app, but maybe it was working because it's let me check. So this comes from auth core, on auth core. What is auth core? Is that the same as Next.auth? But Next.auth doesn't. It says not supported React Native. Anyway, yeah, I'll see what happens if this works, and I will probably try Google and Android first, since I have that, and I don't need to pay Apple first. And once we have Android working with Google sign in, then I'll continue with Apple. Great, thanks for watching, and hopefully you found this one useful. At least it's useful for me to keep myself accountable and keep working on the app, and hopefully deploy this app to the Play Store and Google App and Apple Store very soon.